like I did over at the county building. You know, with Tom Carter. What are you doing here? You know, you guys just beat the shit out of me, and what are you guys doing here? You know, not you guys, but those guys. Why are they breaking our constitutional rights just to put their hands on us or to get that, what they were promised on the interview, action? You know, getting to put violent criminals away. And instead they're chasing after people who get stopped walking around the block blinded with the flashlights since they say a failure to surrender my driver's license. Future now, this week, get bailed out for $25,000 for missing my court date. Bonded out. It's a lot of money.
I'm going to pause you because I am
Sorry.
a prosecutor on some of those cases.
Sorry, dude.
You may want to talk about the facts of your case if you don't have an attorney present. But
I don't care. I'm not looking to sue or anything. I'm not looking to be put in jail.
I have an ethical duty.
Sure.
That if I have an active case that I'm prosecuting, I can't speak to you if you intend on having an attorney represent you. And I don't know if one's been appointed or not, and I think one has in at least one of your cases.
Nope, none. They actually denied me.
Okay.
Which is cool. Well, and it's like, why let me out just to then state that I had obstructed on the 3rd and state that the case is opened on the 6th immediately after my release, then my habeas corpus, then my bond reductions get submitted after I bond out. Frivolous? That's what the judges call me in my family court. It's all about family court. That's why I'm pissed, dude. You take my kids away, you give my ex-wife the authority to, or assumptive authority for a non-felon to lose their rights to kids. And the Supreme Court, what do they, you quoted the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court says that the fundamental rights of a parent shall not be interfered by anybody. And I give that to the judge, and I mean, he's got Parkinson's, dude. It sucks that people are sick, but when their mind goes, why can I not see my kids because this guy has a disability? And now they're going to claim that I have a mental disability because I'm going to refuse or opt out of their mental health evaluation. But to bridge the gap, man, that's what I'm doing right now with these guys. That's all I'm doing, man, is I'm teaching these guys a lesson. And it sounds like almost badly, but I'm teaching you a lesson, like a schooling lesson. Like I'm going to teach guys a lesson about life. Because I don't know if you guys had parents growing up. My life was pretty crazy, going around to different families and stuff like that, and I didn't have a lot of good direction. But I'm a different person, and I ramble a little bit, but I think I can articulate my point really well. It takes a while to get there, but I'm building my foundation. Like, so you guys understand where I'm coming from. I can't see my kids anymore. It's been a year and a half. My son just started talking to me 3 weeks ago. Would you have kids? You're married. I'm sure you're working on it now, or maybe you got, went on the way. But how would that feel to have your family just stripped from you because the state needs money? Title 4D, baby.
Again, I guess I'll go back to...
You go ahead, man. We'll summarize. I'm glad we're having this open chat. I hope I'm not keeping you from anything.
And I spoke to you, and obviously I did recognize...
God, these guys are still here. I'm glad you're taking, you're back a little bit, bud. I'm just... Man, these guys.
Do you trust me to do my job?
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry, not because I don't know you. Everybody else that I've met in the city and at the county have all been frivolous, and they're like, they'll empty promises. What are they? I'm learning some of the terminologies they use in interrogations, not interviews, but interrogations, to get you to, it's just an empty promise, man. I need a cup, because mine ended up in the toilet that I flooded or something like, whatever. And they like, I'll get you a cup. I'll get you a drink of water. I don't need 13 officers to take me into one little room and then laugh at me as they're slamming the door. They're county, right? These guys are exactly this. They're twins. Man, they would do the same thing to me. They would do the same thing to me. Make me feel insignificant. Deny me my right to call my attorney if I had one. Deny me my right to remain silent, only give me my name, address, phone number, basics. Get booked in, but they lock me in a room for 8 hours, punitively. Cuff me. Not for restraints, but to be punitive. And it's not fun to be assaulted, brother. I wish, You might have been in jail before. I mean, a lot of people will be, have you been in jail before, expecting me to expect a no, but no, say yeah. I'm like, have you secret shopped? You know what secret shopping is, inspect what you expect. Your team lately and see what they're doing to the people you're serving and protecting. I think they'd be pretty disappointed in their men, but I think that they've been all trained to think of us all as walking firecrackers, dangerous bombs, like what it appears like you guys think I am right now. I mean, I'm sorry I brought my backpack. I went to the bail bondsman. You know, I went and got some fruit because I don't have any food. I got some water, man. So, what did you ask? Let's try it again, man. What's the best question? What you want to bridge the gap?
So the issue is,
what can you do for me?
As you approach a public building, let's say the police department.
Yeah.
And if you're not reporting an active crime, there's a level of, okay, why is this individual here? Do you understand that?
Absolutely, but I'm still at the point of like, what if I'm super interested in police officer cars or interested in how the team operates together? And man, they operate well. As soon as I show up, they got backup for days, you know? Everybody stops playing solitaire inside and not playing solitaire. They're doing police reports, you know? I've seen those reports are long. They're probably tedious.
So what I'm getting at is I know. I have the obligation. Mm-hmm. My job is to make sure that they stay safe and that public buildings and individuals who are,
what about my
including
safety?
Yourself, absolutely.
They don't seem to, I mean, it's my first person experience.
No,
Imperial
one of the
knowledge.
first and foremost safety that I'm concerned about is your safety.
I wanted to work for you guys, you particularly. You know, like there was a job opening, I believe.
But
a lot of work.
The issue right now is maintaining, again, that level of officers have jobs to do, right?
Absolutely.
And they have a certain level of safety for themselves and for the rest of our community, correct? Including yourself.
Try to prove another point one moment. Like, okay, watch. No movement, no nothing. They know I'm harmless. So why bother? Just ignore me, like everybody else has been telling me. Dan Churchman, the tan salon guy. You probably met him. Native Skin. He's got a sticker on there, but not part of public. I stopped and talked to him, particularly because he had that sticker. I'm like, how does that work? You're not part of the public, you know. And then the guy named who I got this awesome shirt from because I didn't, and all my stuff's in storage after it was put out on the ground. And then I was arrested, man. It sucked. But at any rate, they told me the same thing. They gave up the fight and they said, I ignore them, they ignore me. Tried that. To take my kids, how can I ignore that? You know, it sucks. And then.
So is it your statement you want to be ignored by the police? Is that a fair statement?
No, that's up to them, man. Because it's their discretion.
I agree.
I agree
so
too.
If let's hypothetical. If you want me,
drunk drivers are always going to kill people.
If you want me
that's
to ignore you, right? Like if you don't want to have any contact with me,
I'm not going to put my hands on your nose in a jurisdictional.
And you're not going to come to my house, and you're not going to go where you know I'm at.
Natural law, malum in se, not malum prohibitum. You know.
But what I'm getting at is, if you really don't want these guys asking you questions or
I don't mind their questions.
Then maybe don't approach them, and don't go to the police department. And don't go to other buildings where you know they are and ask them and engage them in questions if you truly want them to ignore you.
I don't want to get killed for my interest in time wasters.
Okay.
You know, man, I had a head count of 105 in New York, sales crew, man, and I was out in the field with them all the time because you inspect what you expect. And if I saw my teammates ever wasting their own opportunities to put themselves forward to see what they're capable of doing and seeing how far they can push themselves, if they told me their goal is to grow because their family's number one, monetary is number two, number three might be, you know, their favorite activity, their favorite thing to do. And I see that they're not doing themselves a favor by wasting time, And especially when my rent, or when my friend's rent and my people's rent are so expensive because these guys are getting paid way too much to do a whole lot of nothing. Because that's when I engage them. I'm not engaging them when they're code 4. I'll code 4 every time when I'm talking.
You understand that.
They approach me, by the way.
You understand the law. I get that.
Because I'm just standing in a public place and they approach me, it's my fault.
I wouldn't suggest that.
Well, can't stand in a public place and look interested. And you
So
see,
I
you've been
guess
thinking about this question a lot, and I've been thinking the opposite side. Like, you ask me, why are you doing this? I'm like, well, why are you doing this? You know, we're chess playing right now. And it's not, I hope you guys...
I'm not chess playing.
Well, no, I am, because I'm like, how can I get my point across? So, in a Socratic way, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, back and forth, we'll debate, in a sense, if you have the time. Because I'll come back if you want to chat some more without...
To be honest, I don't have the time
I know you don't.
You debate the issues because there are issues that I need to handle, and one of those is
me. People who may mock me, right? I guess.
I don't care about people, and that's their choice.
To do what I do, in a sense.
I can't change what they do. You can't change what they do. Let them be. What I'm trying to get at is, how can I help you not feel obligated to approach police officers or approach public officials and engage them when they really don't know what your motives are, for one, and for two, there's not a change that can be at that level. Like, if you want to go vote in a different legislature that governs the laws, that governs all those things, that's fine. But right now, you and I discussing here is, can you be okay and let the city and county officials do their job without being engaged by you, so that they feel maybe threatened or some safety concern? Can you do that?
Oh man, I hate to. It's like when I see something that I don't think is right, should I ignore it? If I see these guys pulling over somebody and they're past 30 minutes, a reasonable amount of time, maybe 45, depending on the situation, they're IDing the passengers, taking away people's rights, getting people into this mode of complying and acting out under the color of law. Like, what should I do? Just ignore it? You see my point, man? I gotta take care of my people, you gotta take care of your people, dude. And I'm not trying to do this to punish you guys. I'm trying to intrigue these guys in a more Socratic way of debate. Why do you feel this way? Well, why do you do this? And why do you do that? Only if they have spare time. If they have a call, go for it. If they're gonna go take care of somebody and put their hands on somebody who's got a broken taillight and a busted turn signal, you know, victimless crimes, brother, you know, I mean, you guys are cashing out on that. I understand it's in your budget. You got a 5% increase from last year. You know, that's obviously, then you have quotas to steal from, and listen, this is my own words, arbitrarily make up these bills, right? And it's arbitrary. How much is a turn signal violation this year? Well, it was 105, let's make it 115 or something, you know, in a sense. I can't arbitrarily pull $115 out my butt, or, you know, I don't mean to be crude, but like, I can't just anticipate an extra bill for $115 because we're taxing our businesses a little bit too much and we can't, you know, pass that down to our employees. But I want to pay my employees a livable wage because I know I can do it. But I don't know why these people around here can't, you know? And it's just, man, it's all monetary. I mean, my people are suffering out there, dude. I've been suffering. I don't care about stuff. My life's over in a sense of until I get my kids back. So I'm using it to protect others, you know. Man, I know it's hard to take that in and swallow it because it's my, dude. I've been thinking about this for 2 years, like learning legalese, man. It just sucks. I wish we had more time to chat about it too, man, because I know you're a busy dude. But take some discretion, and when you look at these cases that come across, I bet you they can't count how many criminal proceedings there are in the nation. We've gone to the point where we can't keep track of them. So where are we at? We're just a big old cash register. And I'm like, well, when am I going to bounce out of this nation, you know? Because I don't think we're ever going to get away from it with these judges. Non-elected judges are act without immunity and can, without subject matter, disintegrate a relationship between parents and their children. And furthermore, decide to put me in jail for some ridiculous amount of money, 25 G's, dude, for like, I'm getting an eviction notice. You think I'm going to be focused on dates at that time? I just want to get my shit out before they start throwing my stuff out, you know? You got to take care of my mom. She's 62. You see your mom every once in a while? Don't lie. Where's she live? South, Twin?
No.
Oh,
Texas.
I just moved. Yeah, I moved from Austin. But I'm saying, like, do you call her every once in a while?
Absolutely.
Do you send her money or does she need it?
She hasn't asked.
It's too bad you guys are too far apart. I know. Well, absolutely, and I do it on purpose, man. I have a goal and a reason, because my goal is a sense of community, commonwealth, and man, it's. I take care of my mom, and you guys just put her in that shitty situation, you know? And it's like, you guys are hurting me and my family, and my mom's been coerced and lied to by police officers, where they try to say she tried to jump off of the canyon wall or whatever, and it took 5 of them to take her down, which I guess I could believe that, but she's a small woman. But man, you guys have been doing this to my family for a while. I don't even know how my dad died in Lazy J trailer park. And it's like, was it because of these guys? Was it because he was onto something, or maybe he was fighting for somebody's rights, or was he murdered for some other reason? Why are 2 gentlemen dead in one place and they sat for half a month and rotted, you know? What is my future looking like? What's my son's future looking like?
So I guess the real question I have is, so you bring up a lot of good points.
Thank you.
You bring up a lot
Thanks
of
for
issues
listening.
that are issues.
But I guess I can't be concerned about them. Is what can I do to go away from your guys' facility?
What can you and I
come to an agreement
change,
here?
Right, because that's for me, the only issue I can change related to your concerns is what you and I are talking about. I can't alleviate or change any of those other things you've talked about. I can only discuss, all right, with government facilities or with public places, can we make sure that Nick can go to those places and not engage officers and take them away from their duty? And I get that you're saying that they're sitting there not doing anything.
And you heard me say that I'm standing in place, and then they come at me.
And that may happen. I get that.
All the time. I was looking for my flippy floppies 2 nights ago. That might have been an incident.
Yeah. So.
Because I walked in the public safety zone.
Do you have any encouragement from me in terms of how I can make sure that you don't go back to the police department and engage the officers?
But if I see something, I'm going to say something. So, because I'm a New Yorker, whatever, I'm not. But you know what I'm saying? If I tell you to, I'm interested in psychology, sociology, some philosophy, because I think people need to know what it's like to lead the life of, because these guys are supposed to be jealous of us, people who are not in public service. Jefferson, right? Thomas Jefferson would say something, not verbatim, but I want to articulate this well, because I know you think I might be talking in circles in a sense, but I thank you for listening to my rambling. Because it's very hard for me to articulate, because this is all I talk about now, and I have nobody to bounce my ideas off of. But behavioral issues occur, and you guys got to take care of those, because there are people on drugs. That's a behavior issue. These guys act with immunity and have behavioral issues where they're always mean mugging, they're aggressive, and there's no integrity, there's no ethics, there's no, the whole thing on the side of the patrol car. Justin Sear, for example, laughing at me when I have a genuine concern. you know, and it's like, why are you guys doing this? Like, I have a genuine question. Who is this gentleman hanging out by my house door? And, like, what can I do to help him? You know, and it's like, why are you guys laughing at me, and why are 5 of you guys surrounding me when I'm like trying to engage in just, you know, cordial conversation? And it happens every time, and I'm like, boy, this is interesting. Are they trained to do this, or are they just naturally like standoffish? You know, is that why they're in a police uniform, because they got beat up as a kid? No, it's like, I'm a little skinny boy, you know. So like,
Nick, do you mind if I say something?
please go ahead, brother.
I want to make sure that I understand where you're coming from.
Please do.
It sounds like what you're saying is that you want to make sure that we're working. Right?
Yes.
That we're doing our jobs.
Yeah.
That we're protecting and serving.
Mhm.
That we're being professional.
Yep.
That we're being respectful.
Right.
Right.
Because Henderson doesn't care. Sergeant Henderson doesn't do any care. Be like, I know. I'm
And
sorry.
you want to be treated with dignity too, right?
I hope that I haven't come across asshole-ish to you guys. I don't know the word to use, but
But it sounds like you don't agree with the way that we do things sometimes, or the laws that we're enforcing sometimes.
you have the right to do what is within your act of under your oath of office. You know. And
Well,
it's,
I'm trying to just understand where you're coming from, and that's
Sure.
what sounds like you're saying. You want us working, and you want us doing our jobs effectively, but you don't agree with the way that we're doing it.
I don't think you should use handcuffs punitively. I don't think that you should lie, I don't think you should have immunity to lie and coerce and do that. But that's not for me to say. We're going to have a larger group of people to enforce that. But why not? Why just be good when the KMBT's out and you're doing crosswalk duty? Why is Guzman and Tomahawk Head, what's that, Clark and his other homeboy not allowing me to go return my cat to the house when he's about to scratch the shit out of me, and they want to ask me some questions while I got a cat going crazy? Are you kidding me, boys? Like, I'll turn out my pockets, I'll go walk my cat home that's gonna scratch me, and you guys, we can have a conversation about why you guys are here. But no, they want to embarrass me, they want to flex on me, and it's just, why? That's like one of the things that started all this. I'm like, why are these guys so aggressive, and why won't they let me go walk my cat up to the house?
Well, yeah.
You know, man, weird.
So just, I mean, to kind of go back to one of the things that you said
Super, bro.
about parents, right? And parents discipline their children, and they take care of things, right? And you kind of related that to the police, you know. And I'm not saying this to be rude or to be mean.
Please, go for it, man. You won't hurt my feelings.
But I have a boss, right? He has a boss, and he has a boss. And there's people that are kind of overseeing some of these things too, right? Is it just every citizen's responsibility to parent the police? Is that what you're saying?
I believe it is our civic duty, and I know it is our civic duty by our founding fathers. That's why I was asking Kaylin about whistleblowing, because I wanted to find out how I could allow you guys to have an access to where, you know, if your sergeant is acting in a manner, because I know the deputies were like shaking their head at Kimball, Sergeant Kimball, I was being compliant. They were going to let me call my bail bondsman, and then their overseer took that away from me after I just complied with their order, in a sense, to do what they wanted, and then just like, Jesus Christ. And now Nick's gonna act out again. Now he's gonna take his clothes off, and he's gonna, you know, wiggle his ding dong around at us or whatever, and I'm just like, it bothers him.
Well, Nick, I think
whatever.
you're right? It is your civic duty. If you see something that's not right, you need to say something about it.
Mm-hmm.
But that becomes someone else's job then to kind of take care of those things. Does that make sense? Because
Well, so it's your guys' duty to also, as an attorney, if you saw a judge doing something, you gotta do something, right? You guys have to do that. I'm just giving these guys an option. They need to know they got a whistleblower hotline. Do you guys know? Do you have a hotline number? I was just learning that today. Do you know your number for turning in your superiors if they did something punitive, out of their job description that you knew raped somebody, like an officer did, I guess, 2 years ago or whatever,
Well, I guess what I'm saying is if you feel like that there's something not right, there's something going on,
I see somebody being assaulted and whatever.
You need to bring that up to a supervisor or somebody like that that can take care of that particular situation,
right.
that particular officer.
You know what happens? Good.
I think that we've gotten to
I tried doing that.
We've got to a point where we just kind of don't understand each other. You know what I mean?
We're talking two different languages, I know, in a sense. I'm
a police officer, you know what I mean? I'm not a bus driver. I have no idea how to drive a bus. You know what I mean?
You figured it out, I'm sure.
A lot of people don't know how to be a police officer.
I bet they would. Dude.
It's
Man.
something you can learn, absolutely.
So you guys do it in 19 weeks?
Before I became a police officer.
6 months, maybe 5 extra on top for some extra training, plus you do infield work. Man, anybody can learn how to do anything, man. It's so great.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
And I know that there are so many people out here who could do a lot better job.
You can't day one just know how to do everything. You know what I mean? It takes some time to
it's a ramp up.
Through some of that stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I think that
Dude,
we have this
train interview all this.
miscommunication on how you see us doing our job versus what may be going on. Not every traffic stop is going to be 5 minutes, right? Sometimes there are other things that kind of
impede the momentum of the
extenuating circumstances, if you will. Okay, I mean, there's a lot of things that you might not know that are going on.
Yeah, but you guys have the ability to communicate with me and say,
That's
Nick,
true,
take a couple steps back. I don't want you to be impeding. You have your First Amendment right to videotape and to observe what's going on.
And we've done that a couple of times.
Nope, you guys just stare. Maybe you have, but I've never been told to back off because I do keep my distance and I use my own judgment. And I'll keep way back and you guys
Nick,
still.
I wanted to make sure that I understood your point of view. I'm trying to kind of relay our point of view because
And that's why I want to hear too.
we don't get shot at every day. You know what I mean?
But it seems like you're trained to feel like we're going to, except when I do things like when I stood up, you guys weren't just like,
this
some.
This can be a dangerous job. You have to be ready for all kinds of situations that can happen all the time.
But how many officer-related shootings have there been? There were 7 last I checked, maybe 8. How many police officers have been shot? Not since early 1900s or something like that? Ain't that something?
The issue is.
Don't stop killing my people. Sorry.
It only takes
one
right.
cop to kill my
so
people.
if there's that chance, then
You know who the Eharts are?
So here's because we all have jobs. I'm sure you have other things you need to do today as well.
Nope, this is what I do now.
Okay.
Cop watch.
And that's part of the issue.
It's my right though. You guys just said that. Sorry.
Tell me the story about the boy who cried wolf. Have you ever heard that story?
Well, that's funny that you say. Have you ever heard that story? Of course, man.
I
don't want to reiterate verbatim. You know when you have a brain fart, you know so much about something it takes a minute to rack it up. I'm just trying to get the gist of the story is you don't, cry wolf. You don't state that there's an emergency when there's not an emergency, right?
Here's what I'm getting at.
Don't be too pragmatic with me.
I apologize if it offended you.
No, I didn't, but I'm just
to
like,
me,
come on.
That's the way my brain has to work. I bring it down to
You got to build a foundation, right? Yeah.
If you continue to engage the police officers or continue to engage public officials, every single time you go to them, they're going to think that's just the guy who cries wolf, right? They're not going to take it legitimately because you do it every single day. But if there's a legitimate issue where your constitutional rights are violated, you have standing to bring that charge, then they're going to listen to you.
But if I'm already from day one, they're not listening to me when I say, "Can I go put my cat away?"
And I can't address it. I'm just giving you some advice in terms of this conversation.
Matthew Gonzalez.
Yeah, but that wasn't day one.
Matthew Gonzalez was day one.
Well, that cat incident was day one.
I'm telling you, Matt Gonzalez was day one though. Guzman, Escuza, and Clark is the second incident. Okay.
So let's have day one now, right? I don't care personally the past. What I'm trying to get at is, how can we make it such that you are comfortable and others are comfortable with you being in public places and not being in concern for getting their job done and being safe?
Can you tell my ex-wife that she doesn't have the authority she thinks she has to dictate the relationship she has between my my kids and myself?
I absolutely cannot. Do you know
Exactly.
why? Do you know why I can't?
Because I don't think you have the subject matter expertise
Because
to do
it's
so.
not my job to do that.
And you know
that's
what?
I'm getting at here.
Well,
We
when
all
they
have a
hear,
job to do.
right, and when you guys do those things like Matthew Gonzalez and company, and my ex-wife sees that I get arrested for my failure to surrender a driver's license, do you think that's going to allow me to see my kids sooner, or not so much?
So again,
They fucked up, and now I have to suffer. Sorry, potty mouth, but
and so here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
We're at day 0, right?
we're not doing a deal, brother. Can we withdraw that? Like, here's the deal. We don't have a contract, man.
That's fine.
Withdraw.
But what I'm getting at is, if you would like to be taken seriously, if your concerns.
Oh man, I don't care if you guys take me seriously. I just wanted to. I'm sorry. I don't mean like I don't care what you're saying, but these guys won't care until they start, I guess, listening. They hear me, but they're not listening. You know, and because they shut down. And I'm talking to a lot of these people who, it's like Summers. We've had great interactions, me and Summers, twice, and I have a lot of great interactions with officers. The only time I have bad interactions is when they are focused on me so much and not their job description. And I'm well outside of their path of doing their job. I just happen to be in the proximity, you know? That's weird. Because if you had the first-hand knowledge of anything that I've done that these people have told you, this is all hearsay, it sounds like.
So I'm a prosecutor.
Mhm.
So every case you have pending that the
You get a
city
report.
is the prosecutor, I know.
Right,
And I know the facts and the details of all of those.
from an officer with immunity and coming from a recollection and not from an evidentiary standpoint, right?
I also have watched body-worn camera footage of
That's awesome.
events
Great. What do they look like?
and statements
What do they
written
look
by third-party witnesses.
Oh,
again,
third-party witnesses.
Here's what I'm asking, because again, I do have.
Can I get a report like that? Can I take a look and see what kind of bad boy I've been
Absolutely.
in?
That's part of
How
the
do I get it from?
process.
Absolutely. But I should be entitled to a discovery
Absolutely.
automatically. So how can I get that from you? Can I email
Under Rule
you?
16,
Mhm.
it says that you can request in writing to have disclosed to you all documents related to your criminal case. If you file that at the courthouse, you can e-file under Rule 16 the discovery request.
Cool.
We will submit to you all body-worn camera footage, all reports related to that.
And I know about this,
So
of
again,
course.
we're
Sorry.
getting off
I mean,
to- yeah, we're
no, I
getting
know.
off
I'm
to-
sorry. Go ahead,
So what
bud.
I would encourage you to do, if you want the officers not to engage you,
I love it
can't
when they
speak to
engage me.
others, then maybe don't engage them.
I know, dude, there's no issue with me. Like, I love chatting with the people who are trying to protect and serve. I just would ask them if they would use some discretion when it's a victimless crime.
And I will give that message along,
Cool.
but I'm asking
It might save you some time, dude.
I'm asking you.
You might have some more hair grow back. No, I'm kidding. I don't think you fit it out like I have, man. I'm stressed.
I'm asking you
Yeah, I'm listening, bud.
to legitimize your concerns by not crying wolf all the time.
I wish I had an example of the crying wolf. If I had a more direct example, a real world scenario that has existed or that I've done cried wolf. Can you bring one up? With all the incidences that I've had, and you're a busy dude, I know.
Right, and
Maybe you can email me.
What I'm getting at is, I don't need to give specific examples. This
'Cause you don't have any.
conversation of where you've named a dozen police officers and interaction you've had, that's example enough that there's been too many interactions.